Hey, this is Anthony from West Coast Custom Concrete, the best in the West. Today we are in Huntington Beach, California. We're taking out 1,100 square feet. I got the case and a 550 hammer Susan. I'm going to be demoing this driveway out. The new demo crew's my media assistant, Kristen, and I. That's who took this out. There's no waves today and it's not a beach day, so we'll be working at it till about 12:30. I'm just carving this thing up like a Christmas turkey. I'm doing it in a certain way where I'm gonna rip holes in it and separate it and put it in big pieces so I can put them on the bottom and then I'll break it up and then I can throw the rubble and fill the voids with breaking it. I'll put big pieces on it at first. I'm gonna take all that brick out too, and there's an entryway to the house you'll see coming up. You guys are gonna dig this driveway. This works flawless that I do. It's absolutely the best around. See, I'm going to drop the big pieces in there. I cut it up exactly how I wanted it, the sizes to fill the bottom. And I'll maybe do 2 rows of it. And I'll break the rubble and I'll throw it in there on top of it. And then jump in there and I'll throw it to the sides by hand or I'll dump it in with the bucket. So I can get the optimal maximum load in there. That's a big text. That's 7 by 14. It's a 14,000 GVW. That's a case 420 I'm on. I've had that tractor for a long time. So I'm just going to skin it out. It's a little murky. It's a little clay down there. So I don't want to spin in there and make a mess. It's almost impossible not to. I'll just flip these things over and break them the way I want to. They're break them into pieces the size I want. I'll break these a little smaller so I can fill all the pockets in the back of the trailer. I did 2 big loads and then I skin the brick and I put it in a pile and I get a bin in the morning because I had to mix a load with brick and dirt. In California with the ridiculous dump fees, it's not even worth your time to haul brick and dirt and grass and that stuff. So I just throw it in the bin. It's just a one set price. And I know a lot of people with bins, so they give me a really good deal. I'm just hammering through this. So this took us about, I don't know, we were late, 8:30 or 9, and we were out of there at 12:30. I dumped it in Irvine, which is about 35-minute round trip, maybe a 40-minute round trip. Here I am here at the crushing plant. There's the load there. You can get a really good load with this, and it's a low side, so you can put massive pieces in it, downhill on any kind of slope, whatever. I just load them in there, and I leave the entry there so I don't. I just back in and grab it in big pieces and go forward, and I back straight up and come straight back, straight out. Then we got to clean the street up, and we're pretty much a wrap on this. West Coast has been inspiring a lot of people. There's a lot of people emulating him. He's probably the right guy to emulate, though. See how I'm doing this? You can see the skill of this guy on this. These are so easy to do with the right equipment. You don't even need a crew. It's just me and a girl. It's my camera girl, my media assistant, Kristen's with me. And that'll be the new demo crew. You're going to start seeing a whole new genre and videoing and a whole new setup that I'm going to be doing this summer that should blow the doors off what I'm doing. It's going to be really good. I'm doing a whole different format. And her and I will be doing all the demo. The next day I brought my S70. I didn't need the hammer. I piled the bricks in the morning because I got a grate up in that courtyard and it's tight. And I was just going to load the bricks right off the sidewalk. I didn't want to put my case on it. It's too heavy. You could do it with it, but I got a grate up in that courtyard and there's a bunch of sand under the bricks, so I'm going to drag it back into the driveway. So I just brought the little tractor. This is right down the street from my house. I GPS this. It said 6 minutes. Like the last 10 jobs I've done, the farthest job's about 9 minutes. And the beach is about a block from here, the water, PCH in Huntington Beach right there. You are watching the best in the West. There's a lot of copycats on there, but good luck to them. There's only one original. And I'm going to scratch this back. It's a little wet. It wasn't real clay, but it's a little murky. So I'm going to open it up and aerate it a little bit and let it dry overnight. And I'm going to pull the sand back the next day when the crew comes to set it up and put it over the driveway like about an inch or so. Here's the guys here. I got Milton and another setup guy. And then we have a helper, a laborer with us. I think this was 12 and a half yards, 13 yards, this driveway and entryway. And we're going to dice it up and really join it up. And you'll see the difference in what I do with people trying to copy it. People who know concrete know the difference. When you have an unbiased, unjealous opinion, you know who's good and who's not, regardless if you like what they say or what they're doing or what. It's undeniable. We're just pulling the sand back down from the thing, and we're just bolt cutting it. These guys don't care. I have a rebar cutters. I have a chop saw cutter. They don't even care. They just want the cutter, so that's what I bring. I could bring them whatever they want. I ask them, and after the 10th time, I got it. I just throw the cutters in the back of my truck, the bolt cutters. It's not that much. It takes like 5-10 minutes to cut it. And I'll be incorporating my beach life in the whole videos this summer. You guys will see the whole scene down here in Huntington and Newport. I'm on a 3-week vacation right now. This is my end of my first week. So I'm going to go over this video, and then I'm going to go ride my bike down to Newport and hang out. Take a nap on the beach, get a cappuccino or something. Here's my pump. That's an Olin 545. You guys have seen a bunch of it. We're going to just lay this down. He just had the house sided, the new siding and everything. We don't even plastic it. If you know what you're doing and you pump, you know how to pump right, you don't even need to plastic it off or nothing. You just slow it down in that entryway, and then when you get out in the driveway, you just turn the pump up. It's got a wide range of how fast you can pump and how slow you can pump with the hydraulic pump I have on. There's my buddy Greg Johnson. He's never late. And we're just priming this out. We shot the prime in a wheelbarrow. Kind of makes a mess and makes it muddy. So I generally will put it in the wheelbarrow, and I'll just throw it back in the pump when I'm washing out with a bucket or something. A lot of guys don't like to do that, but I mean, I've done it so many times, thousands, it doesn't bother me. I'm not going to plug. Just got to go slow in this little courtyard so you don't splash it. But if you did splash something on it, they can go when they skate it in there with a sponge and wipe it off if need be. But there's no concrete on the walls. And we're just lifting the rebar as we go. I like it on the bottom 3/4 of the slab towards the bottom. It's just for tensile strength. It's just to hold it as one piece. This has got microfibers in it for cracks and stuff. And I can show like the last 50 videos, go back and do a remake, a revisit of them, and there's no cracks in any of them. This is about 8 houses down from that floating stairs I did. You can actually see that house with a different angle. I saw it earlier. I'm going to do a filming of that with the lights in it and everything. It's so badass. It's crazy. There's a lot of people that can try and emulate me or try and do this, but if you know the difference, that's the people I'm going after, not the people who don't know. The people who don't know, it doesn't really matter. And there's a big difference. There's a big gap. And I didn't think anyone was representing Cali correctly, so that's another reason why I came on here, because I'm like, no, this isn't how we fly. And we're ribbing it up. 1-foot bands are all the way around the perimeter through the courtyard. Just freehanding them. You don't need a board. You don't need nothing. That's an 8-foot cutter. You can get them straight as an arrow if you're good. So I got one more video. It'll be an S70 video at a bar in the next one, and then you'll see the new format I'm doing. I think you guys will go nuts over it. We're going to funny trowel this out to lay it down, save them a pass. We're just snapping the lines in here in the courtyard as we went. We had them snapped out front earlier. And these areas tight like this, you got to really have good guys. This crew's A1, as usual. We're just reskating it. We got 4 guys on it. You could do it with 3 without the courtyard, but you lose a guy up in that courtyard. We're throwing a broom on it here. It's all about the right timing with this. You don't wet the broom. You don't rinse it off if you know what you're doing. Do broom this whole thing and just shake the broom. They won't even wet it. We tried to burn up the ribbon on the inside, and the load was too sandy. We couldn't burn it, so we just broomed it the opposite way. It looked really good. It worked out nice. The homeowner was nice. Great guy. Shout out to Tom. Really liked working with him. So we broomed it the opposite way. He liked it, but the game plan was to burn the ribbon. But that load was so sandy that it wasn't happening. And we broom it the correct way. We did it opposite each one. We don't just do it the wrong way, straight down, because we're incompetent. And you guys will be seeing my saltwater life coming this summer. There's a finished product there. That's the best in the West again. Thank you very much.